Hey everybody, this is Alysia, AVP, the female half of the Dream Team. So I'm back with another game review. So this one is the Grim Facade, Mystery of Venice, and Sinister Obsession. So this one was a little bit darker compared to the other ones. So this one the first one dealt with actually kidnapping, and the second one deals with murder. So that basically made the story a little bit more darker in tone because we're a detective trying to solve the crimes of the kidnapping. We're trying to restore this man's wife and child that were kidnapped by a sinister force that we don't know who it is. And then the second one is a murder. And so basically, when we first start out, we think it might have been this man, one of his three sons. But then when we explore further, we realize that it's not the three sons. It's actually the person that actually, quote, hired us to do the mystery. So that made things kind of interesting in this one. So this one, it was pretty similarly styled because one takes place in a Venice area. The other one takes place, I believe, somewhere probably in Italy as well, maybe, or maybe somewhere in Europe. But basically, they do reference the two of each other because one of the things that you have to do in the games is you have to buy certain items to help you with your quest. So basically, in order to do that, you have to go into the shop and use coins in order to make those purchases, whether it's a cat. Yeah, you actually have to buy a cat. Or you have to buy certain items like such as a chainsaw and things like that. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a preview, guys, in case you're wondering to play it for yourself. So let's try the first one, Ministry of Venice. And so, like I said, this is grim facade and everything like that. The music is really, really well done in these. I mean, I really, really recommend them very much, even though they are darker in tone. And some of the puzzles they allow you to skip, but some of them they don't allow you to skip. So the intro is really, really cool with the mask and everything like that. The way you're on a gondola and you're riding in. So some of the things that you do in here is like you have the sliding with the binoculars, and it helps you go through the different parts of the rooms. And so some of them, it'll let you know that you need to find certain things. Like when you get into a hidden object area, they have these little fans, as you can see on the right hand corner right here. So basically with that, that allows you to activate the hints. Some of them you only have like two or three per part of the game, and some of them you can have one, but it recharges pretty quickly depending on the mode you're doing, basically. So that is how they do this one. And then there's also a few other little things in here. So basically, you get to explore. Some of the puzzles are pretty self-explanatory, like the hidden object ones are obviously. And then some of them you have to do, like you have to. This one was a little bit trickier, but the good thing about this game, it did allow you to skip it if you were stuck on those kind of things. So that's how the Mystery of Venice looks, basically. And then the second one, which I will skip over to this one, I'll let you guys see how that one is. So basically, like I said, these are done by the same people. And you can tell it's done by the same people by the way it's played out, basically. And there's basically one of the cool things in this game is this little dog that you see that's on the screen right now. The dog was basically a personal favorite for me. I love this dog very, very much. The dog is actually very key to your investigation, and actually you have to save the dog a couple of times when he has a couple close calls, when he gets injured. And there's a couple times when the dog basically becomes key to helping you find things that you're needing from the investigation. So this is how it starts out. Basically, you're exploring some of the vineyards around here, and then there's constantly looking like it's going to be storming. And so there's some things in here that you have to do, like you have to basically patch up holes, and then you have to do like mini arcade games where you have to find these red or green balls or blue balls that you have to do. And then some of them are like matching games. This one was a little bit of a challenge one, but I did like that one a little bit. And then, like I said, this one was kind of interesting where you had the color sorting of the different powders and stuff like that. And then one of the games that I really, really enjoyed was a mini challenge in itself where you got to do, it was almost like film with the cameras basically. So that was kind of interesting to see how they did that. And you have to match up the shit and everything with that. So you had to move your slides and basically you have to match 4 with 4, 5 with 5, etc. And then once you do that, you get these particular tiles that you're going to need for another puzzle, basically. And then some of them you have to do, like, you have to get like a sharp object, and it tells you, oh, I need to rip open this mattress. And then you go like, okay, what do I need? And so this is what you do. And so these are pretty, like I said, pretty interesting the way they are. I mean, the way they ended very abruptly, though, is basically the culprit is caught by you, or you figured out who the culprit is, and then the game just stops right there. So, because of the way that did that, I didn't like the way they did that because it just felt very abrupt and very sudden. Other than that, it was really, really good. So, this one, for the two games together, I give them both about a 7. About a 7.5, I think I said it was. Let me double check to see what I said as my rating. My rating, I said, was a 7.5. Yes, I gave him a 7.5 because, like I said, I like the historical exploring of Venice, and then also the dog aspect saved the game and stuff like that. So that was really interesting. So yeah, that brings up our count from 306 to 304. So more to come, guys. So thanks for tuning in. This is Alysia, or AVP, the female half of the dream team, and I'll see you guys another time.